Hey guys, it's Briggs here from Your Life and All About Briggs. I just wanted to deal with a question that I got asked recently. So it is an acquaintance of mine, and his question to me was, it seems obvious that you have reached a state of unconditional love, and how do you do it? This particular person has recently gone through a breakup and knows of my relationship experience that has happened recently, and so has asked me the question with regards to relationships in specific. So I just wanted to touch base on that. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, I had an extreme insight with regards to unconditional love. So I always preach the spiritual laws of non-attachment, unconditional love, and being in the present moment, and of course non-judgment. I believe that if we abide by these laws, we can eradicate a whole bunch of simple issues that we dwell on that are really actually meaningless in our etheric lives as such. So how do we attain those states? And let's specifically speak of unconditional love. For me, the answer is non-attachment. So, which are one of those spiritual laws. How do we create a space of non-attachment? We have a look at what it is that we are attached to, whether that be money, security, which falls under the security blanket as well, relationships, which falls under the sort of need to feel valued and a sense of self-worth. So when we break down what it is that we're actually holding onto in the relationship, it's not particularly the person, it's not the money. There's a deeper issue at hand here. And in relationships specifically, it is always a self-worth thing. It is always a value thing. And one has to then come back to self. And as much as we're tired of hearing that, and it seems like such a simple thing to do, when we come back to self, we realize we are the ultimate person with regards to the actions that we take, and we have ultimate choice, which is the beautiful thing about living in this human existence on earth, is our ability to choose. So reflecting back on ourselves, we realize that there is a certain sense of self-worth and self-value that is lacking. Therefore, coming to that answer, where do we move forward from that point? We start doing exercises in increasing our self-worth and self-love. That could be exercise, a certain diet, eating high vibrational foods, back to meditation, and back to the basics. A lot of the videos that I'll be posting in the future and have posted in the past will come back to the same things. So no matter what question you ask, the answers are so simple, guys. It's coming back to the basics. So I need you guys to remember that. And it's so funny and it's so simple because you can read a million motivational books, watch a lot of videos with a whole bunch of different people, and you will start to see the link between all the answers. So let's go back to the question of non-attachment, reaching a state of unconditional love. I feel that particularly in relationships, you do not belong to each other. That person doesn't belong to you and you do not belong to them. Therefore, the modern idea of marriage as such is somewhat of a difficult construct and indoctrinated thing to grasp, because we have created something that we are attached to, and that through media and movies and what we know, our belief systems, we are taught that, there's no room to somewhat make mistakes. Whereas again, if we view ourselves as an energetic system and we understand people come into our lives as flow, there's flow and each person is there to teach someone. And so in a traditional relationship, should someone come into that other person's life, jealousy might come into play. But if we look at it as an energetic thing that is brought to you by the universe as such, here to teach you something, you are then able to look at that person and let go of it and go, okay, cool, this is here to teach them something, to teach me something, to bring up the fact that I have experienced a bit of jealousy here. Therefore, what do I go back to? Self-love and self-worth. So it's always an exercise of self. It is always an exercise of self-development, self-growth, looking back at the reflection onto you and what it is teaching you. Once you realize this, and that all comes with self-awareness, which comes through meditation, tapping into oneself again. So again, all those answers start linking over and over and over again. And so in that state is where we experience unconditional love. Because if you are able to allow your partner to be in flow and let people come to them in flow, it's like the old expression, if you love something, let it go. And then it'll come back to you. And I have definitely experienced that of late. I have recently got engaged to someone far, far younger than I am, which made me deal with a whole bunch of issues of, ego, and is this the right thing? Is it going to work out? And once you let go of all that bullshit, excuse my language, it starts to make sense, and the love grows stronger and stronger and stronger, and is truly unconditional. And I've had conversations with my beautiful partner where we've said, we do not belong to each other. We are whole and one as individuals, and we happen to be a great, powerful partnership. And should anything come in between that, may we know that it is a lesson to each other and that we can work through it. And if not, then possibly the energetic frequencies are guiding us in other directions. And it is tough to do that, guys. It is really tough, but it takes analysis of self-development, and understanding you and yourself as an energetic system. I hope that's made somewhat of sense to you guys. So non-attachment somewhat brings a feeling of unconditional love. Guys, lots of love from me to you, and I hope to chat to you soon. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, please just post them below and I will get back to you. Bye.